Oh, wow, that's delicious. And now, the conclusion of The Mandalorian Season 2 with Chapter 16, The Rescue, which picks up where I left off last time, with Mando forming an alliance with Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, Cara Dune, and many others in their cabal to rescue the child Grogu from the freighter belonging to uh, Moff Gideon, and and even capturing the doctor who helped experiment and on the child because apparently they wanted his blood. Man, seriously, Starting Out of Darkness and Nemesis, the new Spider-Man 2. What is science fiction's obsession with doing research on people's blood lately? But then again, look what I do for hobbies. Like it's all relative. Uh, and I may have mentioned this before, but I better mention it again. I really like the whole dark droids I got, which it's definitely are an elite kind of guard, which not only call back to some let's say Grievous elite guard, but also the original design for Vader or Star Killers is another time that McQuarrie worked on. Yeah. So it's definitely another spectacular finale to the show. And it's this time the director is again Peyton Reed, whose resume includes whose offbeat comedies as well as Marvel's Ant-Man films. Is going to be returning for the third movie they're working on. I actually don't mind that they're going to be casting in Cassie Lang and with the same actress who played a Lucy in Touch a Pikachu movie personally, but anyway, I also kind of like how they establish that Catan wants the Darksaber as well as Gideon taken alive, and even when he's not using his wrist gauntlets, it's Mando's so more capable as a hand fighter, as well as using his Beskar spear. Even the Darksaber can cut through it. But since it makes sense given how they've established in more than continuity that their cast was bred and trained for this sort of thing, no matter where they eventually go. Oh, and even if you never saw Clone Wars or Rebels, which are thankfully also on this platform, they do a great job establishing who these people are and what their end game is or what they might be. And I also will submit that Giancarlo Esposito is really fantastic at playing these kind of villains. Like if you've seen something like in Breaking Bad or Narcos and The Boys, I have not seen those two yet, but I have heard they're good at least. Not quite my thing, but they look. I heard they were good, so I'm actually open. He's actually one of the first choices for Sharon Rose if I make a live action Pokemon Sword and Shield adaptation, but getting ahead of myself. Oh, because the major highlight of the episode is definitely a still to come one moment. Now, how comes the actual rescue? And it turns out it has multiple meanings because they didn't say who it would be. There were several theories on who it might be. I usually don't give too much weight to those, but as it turns out, oh, it's an X-wing, a familiar X-wing boards a ship, and one man with a green lightsaber. As it turns out, Luke Skywalker himself. Not only must Mark Hamill plays his role, but seeing him digitally de-age to his 1983 self does show how far these effects have come since Tron Legacy a decade ago, or even and the company's own work on Rogue One and Episode 9, where they can de-age someone to the younger selves and have them take part in the story despite the notable handicap being dead, and definitely makes that whole cracked hat Photoshop I saw way much amusing in hindsight, and it does lead to a victorious, though admittedly bittersweet ending as well, where her Grogu is saved but has to leave Mando to begin his training under Luke. Admittedly, knowing how using Yoda as a yardstick, they can live to be hundreds of years old. 50 is still pretty young for their species, and definitely think it's another great finale to the show. And even disregarding the, shall we say, divisive behavior of some of the cast online, I'm very much open to what's coming next for a potential third season, as proposed spin-offs. Least of all, the Obi-Wan series, which is finally getting back on track for 2022 in Boston. Yeah, still. I'm very much open to the idea, and same deal with some of the stuff they revealed at the Investor Day, like with Taika's trilogy, as well as like Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron spinoff. No matter what that entails, whether they use elements of existing material or write their own, I welcome it. So I'm also really impressed with what they're really making progress on the Cassian Andor spin-off series. So I definitely hope to get Alan Tudyk back for K2SO, because he basically reminds me of like Wash Hero Droid. So that's all I gotta say for now. Oh, next time I'll be dealing with a piece of and a revival that's no one near as good as this one. This is away later. Oops. Now